My name's Robert Jackson, and to quote Rob Chapman, I have an opinion. I debated for several days whether or not I was going to shoot this video, and I finally realized that this has been on my mind for several days, and it's important enough to me that I felt that I probably should. This video is directed towards another YouTube creator. You know, that YouTube creator being none other than Steve Terreberry, also known around YouTube as Stevie T. You know, let me first start out by saying that, Steve, if you happen to watch this video, please know that I am a fan, okay? I subscribe to your channel. I will continue to subscribe to your channel. You know, I've followed your channel for quite a while now. I enjoy the vast majority of your content, and most importantly, I think you're absolutely a phenomenal guitar player. Phenomenal guitar player. I really, really enjoy your guitar playing. I have been known on my channel to poke some fun at, at various pieces of gear because I don't like it for whatever reason or because I think it's goofy looking. There's been a couple of times I've even done it just to troll the trolls. For anybody that's seen those videos, if you didn't realize that, you might want to ask yourself whether or not you fall into that category. I'm all for poking fun, at various things and producing content specifically, just to get a laugh out of your audience. One thing that you will never see me do on this channel is take a cheap shot and start bagging on another guitar player specifically based on their skills as a guitar player. That is going way too far. Steve Terreberry recently put up a video of another guitar player on YouTube who I was not familiar with by the name of Richard Benson. And, took this entire, he put up a 10-minute or so video doing nothing but making fun of Richard Benson, who he clearly knew nothing else about prior to that. It was just a channel that some of his other viewers had shared with him, and told him to check out. And Stevie T, unfortunately, made a 10-minute video doing nothing but making fun of this poor guy based on nothing other than his guitar playing. That ain't cool. That's not cool at all. That's, as I mentioned, that's taking it too far, way too far. As I mentioned before, I'll poke fun at guitars. I got a lot of laughs from a lot of people at my commentary on the Reverse Flying V earlier this year. I'll poke fun at pedals. I'll poke fun at amps. Certain pieces of gear. Yes, I'll poke fun of it. Poke fun at it, rather. Poking fun at another guitar player because he is beneath your skill level is absolutely disrespectful and uncalled for. I've said on my channel many times, there was a point in time when even Eddie Van Halen sucked at playing guitar. Everybody starts somewhere. Now, to your credit, this particular guitar player appears to be fairly experienced and looks like he's been doing this for a while, plays out, all that kind of stuff. But that's no excuse. I read a comment on the comment thread of this particular video. Somebody had mentioned that he, at one time, was a pretty well-respected guitar player in his area, suffered an accident of some kind, and has never been able to play the same way since. And I don't know if there's any truth to that or not, but if there is, again, very disrespectful. Even if it's not, very disrespectful. We're guitar players. Guitar players are a community. We're supposed to support each other. We're not supposed to beat each other up. There's plenty of guitar players out there that hate each other for personal reasons, and that's fine. I've got my own personal beef with a number of other guitar players out there, but despite that stuff, I will never take a cheap shot at their guitar playing. Good, bad, or indifferent. And Steve, you, sir, I think should also probably feel the same way, especially in your case, because, the fact of the matter is, and this is going to come across as a backhanded compliment, but most people are not as good as you are. Most guitar players do not have the skill set that you do. You can do things that most of us cannot do, myself included. And to be clear, that's okay. Everybody's skill set is a little bit different. Some people are, some people may be more talented than others, but, I think Mark Knopfler once said in an interview that, I'm not a fast shred type player. I've never been able to play that fast. I can't play that fast. Never been able to. Yet Mark Knopfler is regarded as one of the best guitar players in the world by a lot of people. Now, and I'm not going to get into a debate over, who's better and who's worse and, greatest guitar players in the world. That's not what this is about. In fact, this is about just the opposite. Guitar players play guitar because they enjoy it. Professional guitar players chose to do this for a living because they're passionate about it and because they're passionate about music. And, many of them consider the guitar to be an extension of their emotions and another part of their body and all of those things. A way to express themselves and their art form. We're supposed to support each other. We're not supposed to beat each other up. And, I was really, really disappointed to see that video from Steve Terreberry because, and while congratulations to you, sir, for just recently crossing over the 1 million subscriber mark, that's a lot of people that you beat up on this poor guy in front of. And, the poor guy's got to be, if it were me, I would probably feel some sense of humiliation if you had just put me out there in front of the entire internet like that. That's not cool. If you know the guy personally, you got a beef with him or something like that, fine, then, but keep it to whatever that might be. I'm not telling you got to build a shrine for the guy and all of a sudden, love him for everything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just, as guitar players, we're supposed to respect each other. Back in the 80s, it was such a great time for music because you'd go out and you'd see, just about any band out there, and they would be wearing another band's, the members of that band would be wearing another band's t-shirts, on stage at their concerts as they were playing a show in front of 25,000 people, and unfortunately we don't see too much of that anymore, and I really wish we did. And to be clear, I am not trying to launch a personal vendetta on Steve Terreberry. I just merely thought that somebody should point this particular point of view out to him regarding that video and regarding the subject, because it can be sensitive. It can be touchy for a lot of people. There's a lot of guitar players that are, Steve, I want to be very clear about what I think but we don't need to exploit it, accomplished. You and your YouTube channel have been very, very successful. You have over 1 million subscribers. And you and I both know that in the guitar YouTube community, that is a large audience. And a large audience. I only know of 3 guitar channels on YouTube that have that kind of an audience or larger. Only 3 of you. And yes, that includes you. What you did was not just poking fun at another individual. It wasn't even poking fun at an individual at their expense. What you did is you corralled your gigantic audience around you in your little viewing area, as you made fun of this guy. That, sir, is not making a funny video. That, sir, is bullying. And that is why I have a problem with this. Not cool at all. And you did it for no other reason other than the fact that he is an inferior guitar player to you. And I realize that I am putting myself at risk by making this video to call you out on it. Quite honestly, I don't know that anybody else will. But, I like to think that, and let me be clear about something for anybody that sees this. I do not know Steve Terreberry. He and I have never met. I've never, I don't know him personally. He doesn't know me personally. We've never spoken. We've never interacted with so much as an email. What I know about Steve Terreberry is what I have seen from him on his YouTube channel. And that's it. But I think that we have seen enough of you, Steve, to know that I think we all know that you're a pretty good guy, and this was merely a mistake. So, I understand that I could be putting myself at risk out here, and you could be,
if and when you see this, you might be putting me on blast next for all I know. But I like to think that you're not going to do that. And the reason why I think that is because what you and I both know is that you, sir, are better than this.
But I'm not launching a personal, war, or, I'm not trying to get into a YouTube battle with Steve Terreberry. As a creator myself, I get it. I mean, somebody probably sent him a video that he got a laugh out of, and was looking for a laugh himself, so he made a video on it. He didn't even consider. He probably didn't even consider any of these things that I'm talking about. And that's I get it. I get it. I talked to a lot of other people that, that initially thought the video was funny. And I even found some humor in it myself, even though I thought it was tasteless. But, pointing out the tastelessness to some of these, to some other people that I talked to about it kind of made them think twice. And, I just think that, Steve, if nobody has brought this to your attention, hopefully somebody will show you this video and, in turn, might make you, consider how your actions might have affected that other individual. And I'm merely asking you to consider this respectfully. As a loyal subscriber and a regular viewer of your channel, I'm going to continue being both of those things. I still have as much respect for you as I always did. I think this is just one incident that you didn't take everything into consideration before you posted it. And, that's okay. You're human. We're all human. We all make mistakes. But I really hope that you do take this opportunity to consider your actions and, more specifically, how they may have affected other people. Again, the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I have absolutely no animosity whatsoever towards Steve Terreberry. This has just been on my mind for a number of days since I first saw the video. If you want to see it, I'm not going to post it. You can search for it. I'm sure it's easy enough to find, assuming that it's still available. But I really wanted to share my opinion on this. So, again, as a YouTube creator myself, oftentimes this is my outlet. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear your opinions on this topic. And please, go out there and support your fellow musicians.